Say hello to a brand new baby member of the Jayco RV family. Congratulations and mazel tov. We're getting a first look at it here. Hope you enjoy. Hello and welcome everybody. Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV at a big fancy pants dealer display for Jayco down in Vegas where they're unveiling their new J Feather Air series. It's something that they maybe imagined for a while, but the fact is, this is a dynamite 10 pounds of sugar and a 5-pound sack kind of floor plan. So first of all, one of the major defining qualities that differentiates this from J Feather Micro is this is a full 8-foot wide. This is not a narrow body product right here. That adds more space, more room, and it allows them to pull off floor plans that they could never do in the J Feather Micro series. It, like any Jayco, has that 2+3 year warranty that's still pretty much unmatched out there. We've got things like all the construction from the J Feather Micro is nearly identical. The roof structure is a little different, but it's exactly the same roof structure here that you're used to finding on your Jaycos. Your Magnum Truss roofing, your plywood decking, all those things that have really become synonymous with their longevity and their reliability factors. But this is a totally wacky left to center floor plan rather for them. That first of all, right up front, TV trays for the Murphy Dynofa. That is such a painfully underrated feature, and I love that manufacturers are doing it right from the factory level. The underbelly's enclosed. We have the superior kind of stabilizer jacks here, and for a small RV, they gave it about the best awning space they really possibly could here. 200 watts of solar up on the roof, and this is a bunk model that, like, you walk through it and it just has a really cool living layout, and then you realize it's got a couple extra bunks. But if you don't care about bunks, if you're like, I don't need bunks, first of all, they'll make other floor plans that aren't bunkhouses. Secondly, that's always awesome cargo space. It doesn't really eat up anything. The bathroom on this RV does not suck. The living room with a campside overlook dining bar and 1, 2, 3 wombo combo little stools that you can move around that could easily work as a desk. I like this thing. I like the things they're doing here, and I'm curious to hear what you think about it, good, bad, ugly, and in between, and I'll try to share the same with you as we go. Now, anytime I'm at these like live dealer events, there's always the outside chance that somebody might pop in the door and we might just have to take a little bit of a break. You know, I don't feel it right like locking down the display and be like, no, you can't come in here. Again, one of the major factors here is this is a full 8-foot wide and with a interesting kitchen slide and dining bar, both of which open up the floor space. You see, it's shockingly open and spacious in this smaller RV. And no heat vents, no floor vents means easy cleaning, pet-friendly, kid-friendly, all that kind of stuff. Only little thing I've kind of noticed is it is non-centralized air, which maybe the bathroom has a little bit harder time keeping up with. So, but again, I'll try to be fair, but there's very little I can really critique on this. I think the execution's been pretty good. First of all, I love this. I love this. Campside overlook, mega picture, dining, bar, desk, window, buffet thing. By the way, pro tip. If you flip one of those stools upside down, it gives a perfect place for 4 unwanted guests to sit for a while, and they will tend to leave you alone after that. Anyway, you see the power outlets over by the fake fruit and the plant there, the decorations. Handy either appliance corner, like what I've done here. You could use it like a potential computer station. You could use it like a little bit of a desk. It actually flips up with some bonus storage under it. I love where the TV's at because, like, if I take a step back, this is, let me sit down. This is the view from the Murphy sofa right here. And if someone's on the dining, yeah, they got to crane their neck up a little bit. But if you're stuck inside on a rainy day, the entertainment is good enough. But if you hear the kids screaming bloody murder, you've actually got the giant window to figure out where they're at and what's going on over here. And they did a good job packing some storage into this. I will swing back through in a few minutes and get this all opened up. As I twist around over here, it's a very interesting, almost motor home, mini home style kitchenette over here where, like, your big kitchen appliances, they're actually in the slide out over there. Now, it doesn't have a propane oven, nor does it have an option for a propane oven. So that is a microwave below 2-burner stove. But I love the fact that they went with the 2-burner stove to actually give you room to, like, twist the pot handle or set down the old wooden spoon after you're done stirring the mac and cheese or something like that. To really help with otherwise limited counter space, they did give us a truck camper style sink, and you might notice there's a black set of power outlets above the dedicated counter space right there. Again, no floor heat ducts. It's all coming out of like side cabinet ducts. And I mean, technically, we could call this a toe stubber kitchen slide, but I don't think that really qualifies as a toe stubber kitchen slide. They've also gone to this new, you'll see, Envision suite of appliances like the stovetop vent hood, the microwave, the refrigerator. I'm not super familiar with the name of them. What I know is that Jayco tends to be pretty good about testing stuff before they slap it onto their trailers. There are, I have confirmed this with other manufacturers. There are brands that will, like, let's say some guy has a newfangled microwave and they want to sell it to a Forest River product. There are times where the Forest River people might say, well, is Jayco using it? Okay, then I'm comfortable using it, because they know Jayco won't put something on their RV until they test it. That's just how they are. Now, like J Feather Micro and the bigger J Feathers before, you've got the extra large vent fan here in the largest cabin of the RV to force cross breeze airflow when you want it. You do have a smaller vent fan in the bathroom, but that is something that is potentially, you know, easily exchanged out. I'm not sponsored by these guys. I don't do sponsored content. I don't condemn those that do. I just don't personally do sponsored content. Hengs, Hengs, Hengs Vortex fans, they get about 90% of the airflow of a Max Air for 20% of the cost. Dollar for dollar, I think that they're the best buys out there for vent fan replacements. And I want to show you how this bed system works right here. So first of all, we're in the realm of wide-angle fisheye lens mode, and you may have noticed one of the TV trays vanish. That's because the camera is sitting on it, because I don't have a camera person. I'm doing it all by myself. But just to kind of give you a sense of the space, some people laugh about this stuff. TV trays are one of the best, most underrated, useful features for RVs. And I mean, I got a decent dad bod here. This is perfect. And what's great is how you can move it around however you want, slide it off to the side. You're not moving an entire table and getting everybody out of the way. And remember, you've got like the 3 stools plus this over here. You have dining for 5 in this thing. I think it actually can feed more people than it sleeps. So, you know, if you have some daytime guests or something like that, it works out. But getting this thing out of the way, we get a little look at the storage here. So your hanging wardrobes on both sides have shelves in them. The shelves are removable. I threw my whole backpack up in there just to give you kind of an idea that, yeah, it can actually hold stuff. It is surprisingly deep. Plus, you got the 2 bonus dresser drawers going on down below here. Now, to convert this all from sofa mode into bed mode, this is just a simple jackknife. There's a little latch that drops here. And I kind of wanted to do this in real time so that with no movie magic, you get to see that, yes, it is a folding, seamed Murphy bed. It's what I like to call a bendy bed. And if I do my Mr. Rogers, would you be my neighbor routine over here, and probably flash my dirty socks at you, you'll see that they hang off the end of the bed a little bit. This is a short queen bed. If you can find a source for a true queen folding bendy bed, you may have noticed there was open gap room up here. I think you could put a true queen bed in here. But if you do that, the very end of it's going to be flopsy, and if you sit on it, you're just going to sink right off the edge, and you're going to fall down, and that's going to hurt, and that's going to suck. Now, it's easy to miss, but you do have, it slides open. There is a drawer over here and over there, but they're not normal type drawers. Like I said, they slide open. And the reason I like that they slide open is, like, if you've got stuff on them, the stuff doesn't have to get moved every time you get in there. And it saves you a couple bucks because they don't also have to do a drawer front, but still giving you the same benefit. It's different. I kind of like it. Now, when I fold this up, it also draws attention to something that I know you probably don't love. The open gap action up top here. You can see the top of your bedding. But again, there is room here. If you could source, like from a foam factory or something, a custom folding true queen bendy bed, you could probably make that work. But that's the good and the bad. And if you appreciate how we take the time to get my chubby body up here to show you that stuff, hit that subscribe button, or just leave me a note if you already have. Be like, hey, thanks, nerd, or don't. I can't tell you what to do. And again, I hope you appreciate that I acknowledge some of the high points and the low points. Something else I noticed when I was making that bonus footage, your little slide open dresser drawers. Actually, let me go ahead and give you a better look at that. So the whole top just slides open. But you see that little black circle back there? That's a wireless charge pad. but if you push on it, it pops up and gives you 2 extra USB plugs. So like I can charge my phone wirelessly. I prefer to, so I don't wear out my charging port. But I've also sometimes got other things like my AirPods or whatever, because I'm a tech addicted fool, and it's nice to have those extra charging points available to me. One of the only maybe kind of nitpick things, and again, I'm really struggling to find a lot of major critique points. Your things like your slide out and your awning controls are down there pretty low where little kid hands can get to it, and it is a bunkhouse model, so I think that is a potentially viable concern, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. All of your main cabin lights, by the way, are on one handy switch. The good news is you can still just individually turn those things off. I always like to leave a little bit of a delay in there in case someone is like epileptic. I don't want to give you a light-induced kind of problem or anything like that. I mentioned that truck camper style sink. If you're not an RV aficionado, if you're not familiar with what that means, take a look right here. Basically, the back thing has its own backsplash, but sink pops right up. But it doubles as counter space if you need it when you need it, which I think is very handy. This is their new refrigerator that they're going to, where it's like a lower slide out kind of chest freezer, which is very, I'll say home style, and I want to emphasize style. I think the word residential gets used and abused way too much in the RV industry, and I don't want to be one of those guys. Now, that big closet you saw has the adjustable, or well, not adjustable, but removable shelves. So if you want that to be dresser space, pantry space, closet space, it's whatever space you want it to be. And that's another thing I think is really clutch about this floor plan. This could be a good family floor plan. This could be a good couples floor plan. I think could actually even be a good solo floor plan, depending on what you kind of want to do with it here. What do you think about the way they made that counter flip up? Is it useful, or is it like they did a thing because they could, but there's not a whole lot of benefit to it? I don't know. I don't hate it. It's just not blowing me away kind of thing. Each of the bunks is 300-pound rated, and they have their own curtains. I'm going to get you in here and around the corner as slowly as I can without bumping things any more than I already have, so that you can see there are household outlets and a little handy phone net pocket. There's one of those for each bunk. I'm not going to shove you back inside another bunk like that for the lower one, but you get the idea. The bathroom, with this being 8 foot wide, they had a little more room for bathroom. And take a look at this. I was pleasantly surprised with the toilet space. It did not suck. It did not suck. And I was really kind of afraid with a pseudo squared off countertop right there. Oops, I bumped the camera again. That it was going to be a problem. It really wasn't. Ooh, that's interesting. Interesting little hand towel bar. That looks very cool, very trendy. Oh my god, it's so cute. Want to get a macchiato. That's my Starbucks voice. I'll work on that at my own time. But it is 6.5 foot tall, which means if you're bigger than the average bear like me, it's going to be a bit of a trick in there. Now, ooh, interesting. They, pardon me. It does have a retractable shower like door, but they gave it a little bit of a shub. Not a toilet, not a shower, not a toilet. Yeah, no, definitely not a toilet. I am such an idiot. Not a shower, not a tub is what I was trying to say. I have not slept much in the last couple days, so pardon me and bear with me. Here's what I'm wondering. Can we use the Murphy bed in road mode? Let's find out. Oh my gosh, you can. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting that. Okay. So obviously it's a little tight, but the fact is you can put the front bed down and use the front bed in transit. So what that also means, if you don't want a Murphy bed, if you don't care about a Murphy bed, but you're okay with it sticking with a short queen, you could replace the mattress and just leave it down anytime. Now the sink's a little bit around the corner, but you can still get to that. Now the TV tray stand things, I just kind of slid them over here out of the way, but there's absolutely nothing blocking you from getting over here, into the bathroom from the entry door. And since our kitchen's in the slide, not the dining, you can always just sit down, grab a bite to eat too. And just to give you a full look at it here, since you only kind of saw the foot of the bed down, with the slide closed, which it still is, you can very easily still use the bed. So bed, bathroom, kitchen, dining, bunks. You've technically lost a small amount of storage below this thing. I'm giving this thing an A+ for crushing the Cracker Barrel compliance test. What do you think? So one of the only kind of points for me on this thing, the name Z Air makes it sound like what did they do? Did they change the construction? Did they make it super duper light? This is a lighter counterpart to their tandem axle family. Since J Feather Micro already exists, I think that might confuse folks, because when you look at those weights and measures, this is the heaviest of the single axle J Feathers, but it's wider, it's longer. Not, they were aware of that, by the way. People are like, well, what, that much weight on a single axle? Yeah, they put a heavier, bigger single axle on it to be able to handle that. Axles can go up to like 8,000 pounds or more in the RV industry. So, single axles, some people seem to think they top out at like 4,000 pounds. No, they can definitely go above and beyond that. Now, we've got the magnet holdbacks here. If you look right below that red sticker, it's showing us where we are prepped and ready for a full camera observation suite, which is nice. And I just noticed this is very nicely fully finished in the pass-through, like the roof, the ceiling of the pass-through, as it were. I like those power outlets over on the side too. That's another underrated feature. I know I've said that phrase a lot, but they're applying a lot of really smart things into this. Running Bluetooth speakers or anything like that, outside extra lights, I tell you what, you want to have some fun with your camping friend who's maybe not in the know, buy them some pineapple themed hanging lights for their awning, and they'll wonder why everyone in the RV community is suddenly so friendly to them and trying to buy them drinks. You might notice this is not a traditional Lipper I-beam chassis. This is a Norco chassis, the NXG frame. And they're using the quick drop stabilizer system right here to offer a little more, ease and stability. Now it's in this display with the lighting, it's kind of hard to see underneath right there, but you might notice that is fully enclosed. The stable steps making this easy for us. We've got the Goodyear tire package still on these. Now let's talk about the camp side of this beauty. They put the biggest awning on it they could, and they also put the biggest campsite viewing window on here they could, and I don't know anyone that's going to be super mad at them for it. Now jumping over on the other side of the tires here, again, it's dark underneath, so to point out a couple things you maybe can't see, it does have a gas grill connect. We've got the sewer hose caddy tube, so you don't get black eye sticking your sewer hose in there with all your camping chair stuff. And we've got the 300-pound rated accessory hitch on the back. That's the Aunt Edna kind of thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to break away here because you may not be aware of it, but there is a celebrity in our midst, Mr. Myles McCall. We got to get him over here. So maybe you're familiar with this guy, maybe you're not. This is Myles. Myles is another guy that makes a lot of RV videos like I do, and if you haven't, take some time to check out his channel. I'll put his little logo or something on screen here for you. But I mean, Myles, what are you seeing here? What are you thinking?
So really cool event. We're here at the Jayco homecoming event, as I'm sure you know. I also want to say big credit to Josh for everything I have learned in this industry from him. He is one of the people
you've done the work. You don't owe me nothing.
He's led the way. So, but anyways, here it's been really cool to see all the different stuff out here. I really gravitate towards liking the bigger stuff, but this little stuff has been pretty exciting out here as well. So really cool. But I mean, the North Points and Pinnacles have been really catching my eye.
Yeah,
and been pretty exciting to look at the changes they made.
It's funny. So I was walking through them earlier, and I was like, North Point. It's like it's getting so over the top.
Yeah.
But then you see Pinnacle, and you're like, so North Point's the base level of over the top, and then Pinnacle's over the top, over the top.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, the fact that North Point is going to beat out most brands' top-of-the-line fifth wheel RV, and it's not Jayco's top-of-the-line fifth wheel RV is crazy.
Well, I tell you what, guys, I'm out here pumping out a lot of Jayco content. If you want to see even more, make sure you check Myles out, all right?
Appreciate it.
All right, so I got distracted there by Myles. Hey, people ask, like, what I think of the other video guys. They're like, are they competition? No, we don't see each other that way. I think just because we know how much work goes into this, I've never had a aggressive interaction with another video type person, even from other dealerships. I think we just respect how much work goes into it. So it's a single-headed sewer monster. You're not going to have to do the poop scoop boogie, moving your hookups around. I love the fact that the stovetop does actually exhaust outside. A lot of little campers don't do that. Again, it's those little smart, small features that they put into this that help differentiate it. And real quick, just because we've never seen one of these, I'm gonna go get high on campers and get on the roof. Now we might hear a little bit of background music or vocals. What's happening? Vocals? Yeah, talking. We're right next to the big Jayco Dealer Advisory Council where some of their higher volume dealers get together and kind of share, hey, here's what we're finding, here's what you need to improve. And obviously, I think, anyway, they've been listening. But up top here, you've got full-size roof air. I would prefer, personally, if that AC shroud was white instead of black. I think that would help. And 200-watt solar package, also factory standard on these. You want to slap on a second solar panel, you want to slap on a 2,000-watt inverter. Those are things that this is all set and ready for, so you don't have to go totally custom re-engineering, rewiring this thing. And if you've been watching me lately, at the time this comes out, you know that I got about 100, literally, other RVs here that I'm gonna try to get to. I'm not gonna get to them all, but I'm gonna try. I'm probably just not gonna sleep a lot to do it. I'll leave you links in the video description. If you watch this video when this RV first comes out, they may not yet be in production, I don't know. So we may not have a listing on our site. That will heal and resolve over time. Our local folks can always get you figures anytime. And remember, we don't sell for MSRP at Bish's. We don't have hidden dealer fees. We're gonna try to make this just a simpler, easier ownership experience for you. Let me know what you think about the new series here, and as new models come out, I'll do everything I can to get all over them. So thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.